Hello and welcome. This is Lisa McCradle of Inner Wisdom Awakening. Welcome to February already. We get to play a lot in the twos this month. So it's the second month of the year 2022. It is an adventurous month. Be sure to stick around to the end and I'll give you the four main things and themes of this month that you need to know in order to optimize and harmonize this month to work with you so that you can be in your highest service, really. It's a lot of what this month is about. It's about finding your power, coming into your higher levels of service. So it's an 8 universal month. You take the 2 plus the 2022 is a 6 year. The love, nurturing of self, licking of the wounds, the deep healing well, and you add the 2 to it. So it brings us an 8 universal month. And the number 8 is the number of infinite possibilities. It's the deep well. It's about money, wealth, power, influence, really stepping it up, taking it to the next level. That's what this month is about. So whatever you've been dreaming into, working on, getting clear of, it's a launch time. It's a get up and go time. So, and it brings tons of rewards. That's the other thing. So if you've been spinning your wheels, not sure where to land your energy, not sure what your next steps are, but know that there's a calling within you, like feeling the calling, knowing, wanting, wishing, being willing to step into the next level, this is your time. And there's so much influence around you, right? So it's you stepping in and up as the influencer of your special traits, your offerings, the signature that makes you so unique, your service in the world. But then you have all of this influence planetarily and otherwise supporting you in getting to where it is you want to go. So the focus is mostly on career and service right now. It's just what the energy is bringing in for this month. So how can I be in my greatest service is the question you most want to ask yourself. And it's a really great month to get super focused. And the one thing, that's what keeps coming, the one thing. What is the one thing that is summoning you, calling you forth, getting you moving in this now moment? Because when you're launching something, there's 100,000 moving parts. What's the one thing? It only takes one thing at a time, one step at a time to get to where you want to go. It requires fierce focus, and this is your month. So the 8's the power number. You'll want to be in charge. You're going to want to have this feeling of like achievement, wanting to get in, get on, roll up your sleeves, get in the mix, get in there and start creating or accelerating the things you've already created. So it's about activation. It's like the activation. It's the will, the dream, the desire put into action, getting moving. The advice of this month is to not take shortcuts, to actually, and I'm not a fan of the word work, as most of you know, but it's to do the work. And it's to actually put in the time, put in the energy, put in the grace, like do the things to get you where it is you're wanting to go or how it is you're wishing and wanting to serve at the next level. Set intentions to be of service and keep coming back to this. How am I serving? And it's so important because this month has such an extreme opportunity to elevate your success. And when we're really in the 5th dimension of awareness, we are optimizing that our success comes to then offer back, right? How can I be in higher level service? So every time you have a win, you have a windfall, you have a higher level of success, you monetize, you exercise, you create more of the influence that you're meant to have in the world. It's about how can I then give that back? Because the more we are in the service of the collective, right? The greater success we have. This is not a service of self-time. That was so 3D. So the last few, for you, thousands, tens of thousands of years. This is a time to come into service as the collective and to bring your wins and your windfalls in, forth, and through you. So set your intentions and get moving. So the 22, it is the master number. It is the energy of 2. It has a lot to do with the feminine. It has to do with power, with grace, with will. And it's known as the divine energy, the energy of the divine. So it takes the mastery of the 11 and it expands it. So coming into this divine energy and it channels it through to the material world. That's why this is such an abundance, manifestation, influencing kind of energy that we're moving into. It's fulfillment, it's strength, accomplishment. It can bring tenacity, like really sticking your teeth in it and like the grit. We're going to get this done. And then all of that equates very harmoniously, is the word that's coming, into success. So this is a success portal, but it requires you to show up and to do your due diligence, to set your intention, to be tenacious, like stick your teeth in it. So perhaps you will set intention. I'm finishing my book and it's like, okay, so every day I write for an hour. That's my intention to get to the finish line of what is so important for service beyond me in the world, right? Through you, beyond you. So what is the thing for you that you're going to get committed to and set your focus upon and get to? It's time to get to it so it can move through you. So the twos. We have some significant 2 energy coming through this month. We have the 2, 022. That's the first, they showed it to me as a bookend, the 22 and the 222, as these bookends of high frequency energies that will be pouring through. And it's supported by the astrology too. We'll get to that in a moment. So the 22 to 2022 brings us, if we add all those numbers together, brings us the 10. The number 1 is always the fresh start. It's the kaboom of going. And then the 0 pulls everything forward. It's like the infinite possibility of the universe moving forth. So it's like, it's the let's go on the 2nd of February. And then we have the 22222, which comes out to the number 12, which brings us to 3. So it's about getting creative. So we get the momentum to get up and going, and then we find this creative well for bringing it, for delivering it through. I am going to do an activation on the 20th of February. I've been praying into this for a long time. I will get promoting it shortly. It's a crystalline light activation, and its focus is about healing the trauma that is alive within our bodies so that we might really express as our full crystalline light frequency. It is time. It is what we are doing. It is necessary. And it gets all of that movement, right? That actualized, activated movement to take your dreams and your service and the well of your wisdom and deliver it forth to the world. But the trauma, the wounds of the trauma of the old are what hold us back sometimes in not expressing or serving at the level that we're called to serve at. So look forward to seeing you on that. And the more information will come shortly. Okay, so astrology. What is the astrology? We enter the new month with a new moon, and it sits between the 31st of January, which happens to be my birthday, and the 1st of February. And so it's 9:46 p.m. Pacific time on the 31st and 12:46 a.m. Eastern time on the 1st. So we're coming in to the month with a new moon, and it's actually a black moon, which is 2 new moons in 1 month. So it's a very rare occurrence, but it rides in this black moon, which actually expands the new moon energy. So new moons are always fresh starts, right? It's a new beginning, and it kicks off the month right at the top of the month, like as it turns to the new month. It's ruled by Saturn. And it's a new moon in Aquarius. The new moon is being ruled by Saturn, which brings us extra urgency to get up and get going. Start the work, get going. You have service to offer. You have work to do. It really is a great motivator. It takes the great void of the dark and pushes it exponentially. Like they're telling me, like, if you were to turn the volume from 1 to 10, this is like turning the volume from 1 to 100. It's a rapid influence of new, exciting energy and possibilities, says the cat. So, and then we immediately move into the 2-2-22, which we've already talked about. That's the 10, but it's also, the 2 is the Fool in Tarot. So it's actually the beginning, a new start. It's the 0 card in Tarot. So it brings everything moving forward. So it's a starting point activation, and the book ends by the 2-2-2. So February 3rd, Mercury goes direct, which is going to give us this boost up and out after the retrograde experience of harmonizing our things. We're going to actually get moving, get going in the harmony of what it's creating. So there's a boomerang effect of this, a lassoing to, the pull back to accelerate forward is what I'm getting with this Mercury going direct. February 16th is a Leo full moon, and it's really the activation of the love frequency. It's a fiery full moon. What I was reading is that Venus and Mars actually join forces. They come together in that on that day. And so Venus, being the feminine and Mars being the masculine, it's this fiery union. And those parts of ourselves, the divine masculine, divine feminine that live within us, them coming into harmony is what really brings us forward, stepping up, stepping into our greatest expression in service. So everything's lining up, the stars, the numbers, all lining up to be in this higher level of service. We move into February 18th, the sun moves into Pisces. And so Pisces season begins. We move into the dreamy, emotional, sensitive, deep emotion, the depths of the ocean of the experience of Pisces. So all of this action gets us moving into this more emoting expression of really bringing ourselves forth and bringing our service out into a higher level. Okay, so then on February 22nd, this is really important. So the 2-2-2-20-22 is a big day. That number 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, it's the 12. So what's happening on that day is Pluto is returning to the place of its birth, It's a U.S., specifically United States. Pluto is returning to where it sat in the house of the U.S. in 1776, when the U.S. was established, if you will. So Pluto is coming back to its birthplace, and it hasn't been here since 1776. So this is once in a lifetime experience. It is about extremes. It is about power. It is about the great illusions. It's about revealing what lies beneath the surface. Pluto moves slow, but it moves intentionally. And it is a great, clearing the fog for the great reveal, if you will. It's about changing the dynamics of power, changing the structures of power. It's about revealing what's been hidden behind the facades. And because Pluto is a slow moving planet, we've already been in these expressions. They're just going to massively amplify as Pluto hits that point of origin that it has not sat in since 1776. Go figure. So a big, potent, beautiful day. I'm offering the activation 2 days before, so that all of the light codes can be assimilating through to be in their greatest harmony for that day. So it's intentional that the offering for this activation is going to be on 2/20. So the words for this month, okay, number one is focus. You must focus. It is not easy to focus right now. There's so much stimulation going on. There's so many things having effect upon our mental states, our energy bodies, so much. I'll do a whole other video about that at some point, but focus is probably one of the more challenging opportunities at hand, and it's also an essential must. You must find your focus one thing at a time. Get your structures in order, look at your launch plan of the things that you're desiring to create, and get your master plan. Like, what's the one thing? Focus on the one thing, get that complete. Then the next one thing. Steady your course, slow down, right? This requires presence, which brings us to the number 2 word. Spirit was like, breath. Keep coming back to the breath over and over and over. It is the quickest way to land you in current time. Normal breath in, very slow exhalation, brings you into that focus, brings you into that fierce presence. Okay, optimize the breath. It purges, it clears, it oxygenates, it renews thought, it brings you into current time. And there might be some things that you experience this month that are going to take your breath away. So go to the breath, master your breath, know it's your tool to always bring you home. Honoring breath also is the honoring of life. It's what makes us unique, that we have the capacity for breath as our souls are inhabiting these physical bodies. Breath is the gift of life. So optimize your breath and allow it to support you in finding that focus. Number 3 is release. We have got to let go or let it be. And that's letting go of the old structures, the old belief systems, the old limitations, illusions, and lacks that you held within yourself that have prevented you from being in your highest levels of service, of really getting out there into the world, giving, offering at the highest level of your personal wisdom and your greatest influence. And I'm not saying you have to be an influencer. Your energy influences everything around you. When you're optimized in this, you are influencing everything collectively. And then the final word of this month is rebirth. We are in a rebirth cycle. We have been in a death cycle to be reborn. Death, rebirth, over and over and over again. It's the cycle that we're living in right now. But this month especially brings in that 2 of balances. It's collapsing the duality of the old and bringing you into harmony. It is a rebirth cycle. I am sending so much love to your light. It is a big month. It's the shortest month of the year, and it's a really big kaboom with a shorter, less days, but bigger energy. So sending so much love to your light. We're here doing this thing. Your energy is the influence that inspires and that creates a new earth. And you are doing it. Have a great month. I'll see you on the 2/20/22 activation.